Welcome back to Citizen News with Cassie and Scott. Protesters here from Dialabed who are expressing their grievances. I'm stood here by Bongani, who's going to tell us a little bit about what they're doing here today. Hello viewers of the metaverse, welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, hello, my name is Cassie Scott and welcome to this video. I have unfortunately been in mourning just before my graduation. We lost a very beloved family member on my mom's side, and so we urgently had to make our way through to the Eastern Cape to go and say our goodbyes. And quite honestly, this trip was very hard for me in a lot of personal aspects, but I really tried to make the most of it.
Look at us do. Please take straws. Take more so that we're sure there's enough.
I honestly love the mountainside so much. Like, I just have such a close affinity with mountains. I don't know what it is. I just love them down. To really just give you more of a perspective of life for me right now, it's kind of just been very different and surreal and an adjustment, you know, because although I'm mourning a loved one, it was also the introspection of self and the contrast of the perspective that I held as a child versus going into the Eastern Cape, a place that I used to attend annually, you know, to like not going there at all the older I get, and having to revisit a lot of memories and people and places that can weigh on you so heavy. I was very emotional during this trip, really. It was difficult for me to sit. I'm not somebody who cries in front of people or expresses my emotion in front of people, but it does hit me hard. And although I wasn't crying at the funeral or expressing myself in that regard, I had a deep sadness in my heart. But my newly founded perspectives on reincarnation and death and the afterlife has given my soul so much more life, knowing that our lives don't end here, you know. That being said, I was very fragile and vulnerable and emotional because there was also a lot of other things happening in my orbits at this stage in my life, and it's just interesting observing how I try to film bits and bobs here, but it'll never fully encompass how emotional I felt sitting and looking over the views and just sitting with so much tears in my eyes, stopping myself from crying. You know, it's just been very difficult navigating the season of life, you know, as an adult, quite honestly. But just being in tune with myself and reflecting on the past and like where I want to be and where I am now has kept me grounded through writing and reading and just being present in the moments as best as I can be. And so that's really what I tried to do during this trip, despite it coming very unexpectedly and resulting in me having to face a lot more than I expected to, you know, in one moment of time while planning for graduation and everything in between. So it's been a crazy run indeed. And although one never really overcomes the reality of losing a loved one, I seem to have this strange sense of peace that I've never felt before in my life. And I feel like that is simply because I have been listening to myself more and paying attention to the little things in life. There is a beauty in the art of observation, and it's by simply just being still in the moments that life requires you to just be present. You know, it's so easy for us to overreact and to get upset and to ask why certain things are happening due to suffering and for being frustrated. I think it's just human nature. But through that suffering comes expression and healing and new realizations about yourself and the life that you live. And so, yeah, I think as heartbreaking as this experience was, it was also opening me up to the possibilities of life and expanding our minds to that, you know. So yeah, once we got back from the trip, my friend and I from work, Lukolo and I went to go and check out a play that was taking place locally in the area, and it was a blast. I felt so inspired. Honestly, it was so good. I think it needs to be turned into a movie. But anyways, we also stopped at the Library of Things We Forgot to Remember. My sister actually recommended I check this place out, which honestly, if you're in the area, please do go check it out because it is such a nostalgic space. It was so beautiful. Listen to some records, which was also a vibe, and we were like the last people there, so the place closed up after that. It was like at 5 p.m. and then we headed to La Parada at 44 Stanley to go and get a nice glass of wine and catch up while enjoying some lasagna, which you know is my favorite by now. If you know, you know. Okay, let's dig in. I'm ready. So yeah, it was a lovely time to just be able to debrief and catch up and just enjoy some time away. Something I really have been trying to do more is create a balance of work and enjoying life in a way that makes me feel good and liberated, and catching up with friends. Yeah. It's going down.
No, we're going up.
We're going up. I feel like something I really missed the most this year going into the working space is just that sense of familiarity. Everything feels so unknown and unpredictable and scary, quite honestly. So it's always nice when I get to catch up with friends and people that I haven't seen in a while, and yeah, just have that sense of community around me, which is always good. But anyways. Another morning in the office spent observing the analytics to look at how I can improve my pieces and what pieces are obviously doing the best in the mornings, and then headed to the field. Welcome back to Citizen News with Cassie and Scott. Today we are here in Eden Park taking a closer look at the effects that the SASSA grants are having on the elderly. Pensioners here in Eden Park are saying that it is a struggle, especially ahead of winter, to even gain access to places like ATMs and ShopRites nearby to gain their money for the month. But not only that, the money is not enough to last them throughout the month. So let's take a closer look at their struggles and hear what they have to say. We are now stood outside the Eden Park market that was once a Pick n Pay, where SASSA collectors were supposedly supposed to get their money. The place is now shut down. Do feel free to check out my articles at Cassie and Scott at thecitizen.co.za. Lol, not me plugging the promo. Working on this piece was very close to my heart. For those of you who don't know, I grew up in Eden Park, and being able to be a voice for my community has been such a privilege. And honestly, as difficult as it is to hear the struggles and the realities that many people are going through, it brings me a sense of hope knowing that I'm able to at least amplify their voices, even if it's just a little bit, to get it seen so that people are able to help those suffering in the communities. I feel like a lot of times colored communities specifically are looked down upon, and the stereotypes associated with colored people are something I can talk about like for hours because I have related to those experiences my whole life. But just being able to listen and lend an ear also just means the most to me, knowing that people feel heard and people feel seen, obviously hoping that the situation will become better for them, because this reality is difficult, and it's even more difficult to hear how people are suffering, especially in a place where you grew up and you came from. You know, it just hits different. And my hopes are through the expression thereof as a colored myself that I'm able to create a different narrative and allow people to see a different and diverse and beautiful perspective of the colored community and colored culture in general. I mean, this is honestly a topic I'm so passionate about. Like, my whole thesis in third year was about the colored perspective from apartheid and South African perspective versus how the Western society, aka Americans, view coloreds, you know. And so my hopes are at least to just provide a little bit more insight into the reality of these communities and people, but also letting people know that there is a diverse aspect, you know. But anyways, I digress. On this day, I was very busy, from going to Eden Park in the morning to conduct these interviews. From 8 a.m. we were scheduled to visit a live event that was supposed to take place later in the day, and so we were trying to get these arrangements sorted out as soon as possible. And on our way there, we stopped in Riverlea where a protest was taking place, and my journalism gut knew I had to get some footage of this, so we interviewed a couple of people there and obviously got their story and voices heard in the process as well. So yeah, let me take you along with me.
Welcome back to Citizen News with Cassie and Scott. We are now stood here at Avon Street in Riverlea, where there are protesters here from Dilabed who are expressing their grievances. I'm stood here by Bongani, who's going to tell us a little bit about what they're doing here today. Morning, Bongani, how are you doing?
Morning, I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thanks. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening here and what you guys are doing here today?
We are striking. We started from on Monday, striking for a salary adjustment. We asked the company to adjust our salary with 3,500. They only give us 5%, which is 250. So it's a disaster that, because everything is increasing, so they don't want to increase the money. So our workers, they get only 6,000 per month. So you are working 6 days a week. It's not enough. So we are asking them to give us, not the whole, just to give us something so that we can live.
Do feel free to check out the full story on my account at The Citizen, like I've said previously. It's honestly just very difficult to hear the reality that these people go through on a daily basis, but ultimately I still have a job to do and an event to attend. So I got to my life event a little bit late. It was the Life Hospital event. They were celebrating Nurse Day, but I got to network afterwards and speak to doctors, which was very, very interesting, and get a bit more insight into the nursing industry, which is always a plus.
Tastes like nothing.
Kijk me so like, when is this child gonna... Like, weet ek hoor yo. Okay, take your food.
Thank you.
Honestly, I feel like people don't talk about how hard it is to switch from being a journalist to just trying to enjoy life as a human being. I think it's very complicated to separate your responsibility versus, you know, just being a human being. But it was lovely getting to spend some time with my family and celebrate my mom on Mother's Day. And shortly after this, I had to go and do my nails for graduation that's coming up. My girl Mia always is down with these nails, guys. I'm always so scared to plug her because I'm just like, I just know she's always booked and busy. But it's good for her business, you know what I mean? And in preparation of graduado, I went to campus for the very last time. It was so emotional. I bumped into Kenzie, and just staring at these views that I always used to stare outside of was amazing, to fetch my regalia. And then I headed to one of my favorite stores of all time, aka H&M, to check out some swaggy pants that I would like to wear for my graduation. Was very undecided about it on this day, honestly, so I just fitted it on and was sleeping on it, and then ultimately decided to go back a week later to go and get it. But come along with me while we adventure out to prepare for graduado. My latest obsession has been a cafe mocha, okay, specifically at Seattle, any fancy cafe that knows how to do it right, no cap. And I was so surprised when I got a beautiful little cake from my sister. She's such a stalker. She literally stalked my Pinterest boards and saw one of these cakes and surprised me with it for graduation, which was so surreal and amazing. So it's finally graduation day.
Like, I'm stressing out.
Wait, let me zoom in. Now you do that.
You just record me saying I'm stressed.
No, but now I did.
I'm stressed out.
I definitely need to clean this camera.
Hi, Mo. I told her I love the representation of Nigerian.
She looks gorgeous.
She was like, I feel like I look like I'm Nigerian.
Say hi.
Catch me
5:30. No, just kidding.
To conduct yourselves and get the stage today. But before we do so, please make sure that you do have 3 things in your possession. The first one being your sash or your belt, which should be over your forearm like my so you'll be safe. So if you have one of these, take it over and place it.
These ones have caps on. Are you ready, Sean? Let's see your nails. Wait, I gotta see your nails. Wait, put it here. Hold up. Focus. They're so pretty. And whimsical.
Right?
Yeah. Listen. About to graduate.
About to graduate.
About to graduate.
Ow, that coin.
Cassidy and the Scott.
How are you feeling?
No words. You did it, my child. You did it. Yeah. There were so many children that started that never ended, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Siri, how you say graduated in Spanish?
In Spanish, graduated is graduado.
Girl, I just graduado.
There's no via egg.
No, can I try? Okay, no.
Yeah, try. Please try. No, please try. You must doing everything.
Sure. I don't get paid enough for this.
Girl,
There's no G, guys.
love.
I'm not eating one.
Put your sarong on.
Sarong?
Mommy calls us daddy. It's at the road.
Sarong is the skirt thing that
Bro, when she said that yesterday, I was also so confused. I was just like, what is going on? Let me help.
I should have done a lip liner.
Oh.
Right here.
Girl, bye. No, let me stand on this side so we don't get the mop and everything, as my mama would say. This is to Shiloh and us all. Happy graduate. Ooh. Graduate. Ooh. How many slices do you want? The whole cake? Okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I'm curious to taste what this is. Looks like a vanilla.
Imagine
There's
if
a
it,
cookie in here.
bro, imagine if there was like
Ooh, it smells
actual
good.
like the green.
You know what? I wish my sister thought of me so willingly. I doubt. I really, when I saw it, I was like, No, but she plucked this straight from my Pinterest board. I'll show you the
Info.
right here. I'll show you too. And this is gonna taste so good. Hold on, let me show you too. Shadi, come stand here. Take a bite of your cake. Actually, let's take a bite together.
Okay.
Which piece are you gonna take?
Which piece is this?
Girl, I'm drooling. And you're taking your sweet time.
I'm sorry.
Is it recording on your end?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna stand on this side.
Sorry.
Okay, which piece you want?
This piece.
Okay. You can always leave that last part there. There we go.
Cheers! Wait, we have to cheers it.
Cheers. It's so soft.
Tastes fresh.
Very.
We're eating the whole ice thing.
I always skip that. Depending on the pod. I don't know how to describe this. It's just soft and moist.
It's very soft.
And fresh.
Hmm.
And green.
It's real good. Wow, it's very cross. Actually, yeah, it's firm. I think it's too much. Yeah. It's good though.
But it looks pretty.
So yeah, that was the month of May for me. We ended it off with a bang by celebrating my partner's 25th birthday, spent the weekend together, and yeah, it was just lovely being able to spend time with my loved ones and to simply just celebrate the person I love most. Thank you so much for joining me in this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!